Alrighty, everybody. Today is gonna be a peculiar subject. We're gonna be talking about this game. This is Mobile Light Force for the PlayStation 1. This game, you look at it and you're like, looks horrible, it looks hideous, but maybe this game isn't that bad. You got these three girls on the front cover. They're shooting guns in some city and they're shooting like robots. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to play this, but you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. So you pop this game into your PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 or perhaps a PlayStation 3 and you boot it up and it is not what the front cover described it to you. This game is a completely different game. The game that is actually on the disc in this case is a game called Gunbird. Gunbird is a Japanese shoot 'em up released in 1995, developed by Saikyo, I think that's what they're called. This game's really, really good actually. I do really like Gunbird. Again, like it's a shoot 'em up game. I do enjoy a good shoot 'em up. They're really fun genre of games. Pretty niche. It's a pretty niche genre, but they're very, very good. And this is a very, very good one in that genre. It stars this little witch character, Marion. She's kind of like the main character and has a bunch of other cool characters in it. She has this little rabbit guy. I think it's a rabbit. Yeah, it's a pretty goofy game. Very, very, very anime. At least from the art and all that. So yeah, let's actually take a look at just some of the differences between Mobile Light Force and Gunbird, because there are some decent amount of differences between the two. Not a ton, but there are some noticeable changes. So you boot up the game and almost instantly you can tell something is wrong with this. You see the little rabbit, Marion's little rabbit, I think it's her rabbit, but you see him, he's in the loading screen for the game. So yeah, you boot it up, you see some of like the company logos, you see XS games they published and developed. I mean, they did. You know what I mean? They put Gunbird on this disc. They're in there obviously, but again, you see the rabbit, so you know something's wrong. And then you go in the title screen. It's pretty normal, but it's kind of a bad title screen. It's literally just the box art. How lazy can you get? I mean, it's already a lazy release. They literally just repackaged the game and sold it like it was a completely original game, even if it didn't even look that good with its cover art, but whatever. You go into the game and yeah, boom, it boots up and yeah, it's this anime bullshit, like I can't even imagine how people felt who bought this game back in the day. Like they see like, oh, I'm gonna play this hideous looking game. Okay, let's boot it up. Oh, and it's anime. So, that's pretty funny thought there. So yeah, the character select basically the same thing as Gunbird, but some of the names are different on the characters, which is kind of weird. I guess it makes sense though, but some of them are the same. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. So you select your character, you go into the game, and yeah, it's literally Gunbird. It is literally the exact same game released in 1995, but yeah, and this Mobile Light Force came out 2003. That's really weird for like a PS1 game. But yeah, it is literally just Gunbird. And it's still, as fun as it is, but unfortunately, most likely they're gonna be using a PS1 D-pad to play it. And the PS1, or just any PlayStation D-pad, is horrible for shoot 'em ups. It feels awful. On the Sega Saturn, that D-pad is absolutely beautiful for shoot 'em ups. It works super well, but not the PS1 D-pad. So yeah, so you just play it, it's normal. But one key difference in this is that there are no like in-between cutscenes. So there's these 3 characters, I don't know their names, but it's this lady and these 2 guys. And they have these cutscenes and have like dialogue. I don't know what they're saying as I don't speak Japanese. But you know, it's there, it's cool. It's not important at all. It doesn't affect much of the gameplay, but you know, it's just a nice little like, okay, you know, it's building some cool, making things interesting. It's completely cut. It's completely cut in Mobile Light Force. It's just gone completely. I'm pretty sure most likely the reason why, well, there's 2 reasons as to why they probably didn't include the cutscenes. One, because they'd probably have to translate the dialogue, and this is a very lazy release. Again, they literally just threw this on a disc and called it a day. But yeah, there's, you know, they'd have to translate the dialogue, and you know, they just don't want to do that. And the second reason is the girl, the lady character. You know, I'm just looking at the screen. You know, you can figure it out why, you know, that would be an issue. There's also other in-between cutscenes with the you know, just the character, and they say some dialogue. They're like, oh, I only have 4 pieces of this thing. You have to collect like 4 pieces at the end of each level. And again, for the same reason, they just didn't want to translate it. So, because they're lazy. They're lazy. So that was Mobile Light Force for the PlayStation 1. But it does not end there, because this was a dual release game. So this is Mobile Light Force, this is PS1, but then there was a PS2 game called Mobile Light Force 2. It says on the back of the manual here, it says, look for Mobile Light Force 2, also available for play on the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. So, you know, does that mean, is it the same as Mobile Light Force on the PS1? Is it implying that? Or is it actually just Gunbird 2? Which was which obviously the sequel to Gunbird, which did get a PS2 release. In Japan, it was like I think a separate release, something like that. It was like Gunbird 1 and 2. They both released on PS2 in Japan, and in Europe as well. There was a Gunbird like deluxe pack. So yeah, you know, they would probably just put that there. They didn't do that. They did not. Mobile Light Force is not Gunbird 2. Mobile Light Force 2 is a game called Castle of Shikigami. That just confuses the hell out of me. Why wouldn't they just make it Gunbird 2? It makes no sense. I know nothing about Castle of Shikigami. It looks like a fun, decent shoot 'em up. I haven't really played any shoot 'em ups outside of like games like shoot 'em ups from like the 90s. Those are the only really ones I've played. I don't know anything about it. You know, again, it looks fine enough. But just like, it just makes no sense to me why they didn't just make it Gunbird 2. That makes no sense. What was going on at this fake company? They weren't. I don't know if they're a fake company, but they're a fraudulent company. They are a fraudulent company. I actually don't know, but they probably are. They suck. So Mobile Light Force 2, PS2 one, basically, you know, it explains why this PS1 game came out in 2003. That is really weird. You know, it happened, and this is one of the weirdest things I own now. I bought this specifically for the video. I owned Gunbird, the original, before, you know, I ever owned this piece of crap. It's not fully a piece of crap though, because it is still Gunbird. Like, if you do want to play Gunbird, for some reason, you just, I don't know, just want to play on the PS1. I mean, it works, but is it the best version of Gunbird? No. So yeah, this is just blatant false advertising. They completely lied to their customers. I mean, the cover looks nothing like the game. However, I gotta give them some credit. The back of the box, it does have screenshots from Gunbird. So technically, where they weren't false advertising. They were false advertising, but they weren't fully false advertising. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is Still, you know, one of the biggest false advertisements ever. I don't even know how well these releases, you know, sold. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. They couldn't have made that many copies of these, especially Mobile Light Force on PS1. I mean, it was a PS1 game in 2003. Who was buying PS1 games, like new PS1 games in 2003? Maybe there are a lot of people. I don't know, but it's just the weirdest thing to me. So yeah, this is probably one of the most interesting oddities in gaming, potentially. I don't know. They really just took a Japanese shoot 'em up game and just repackaged it, called it a day. It's the weirdest thing. Not the weirdest thing ever, but it's very weird. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got a ton of not a ton of videos, but check out some of my other videos. Trying to get videos out fairly regularly, but it's a little tough. Kind of got a lot going on in life, you know, busy guy. So hey, you know, subscribe, like the video, appreciate it, and have a good night or day, or even an evening. I'm just gonna stop the video.